Hey, Andrew here from Ventura Music School, and this is a video on spicing up our chord progressions with secondary dominant chords. Okay, so let's say that we are in the key of G, and we're going to do a 1, 6, 4, 5 progression. That's the one chord is G. E minor is our 6th chord. C is our 4 chord, and D is our 5 chord. Fine, but there's nothing terribly interesting about that. G, E minor, C, D. So what we're going to do, we're going to throw some secondary dominant chords in there to spice this up, and let me tell you what that is. So we're going to do our 1 chord, and then in order to go to the E minor chord, let's find out what the secondary dominant of this E minor chord is. And what in keys, what we look at as a dominant is the 5th. And so for G, in the key of G, like I said before, the D is the 5 chord. And very often we'll talk about the 5-7 chord, which would make this a D7. And the 5-7, the 5 chord or the 5-7 chord is called the dominant or dominant 7th chord, and it has a very strong pull to resolve back to the 1 chord, the tonic. So, you know, like if we did ended a song like that, it's unresolved and tense. To the tonic. So what we can do of these other chords, any chord except the 1 chord, we can find the 5 of that chord, and that's the secondary dominant. Let me show you how that works. So on the E minor chord, we want to find what is the 5 of E. And one way to find the 5 is to, here's our E. If we go down to the next string, to A, and then up 2 frets, to the 2nd fret of that 5th string, we get to B. So B is the 5 of E. And we'll keep talking about that so that's clear. And very often, like I said, the 5 chord is a 5-7 chord. So we're gonna do this. The secondary dominant of the E minor chord is a B7 chord. So listen to how this sounds now. We're going to go G to the B7 to the E minor. And now we want to go to the 4 chord, which is C. But instead of just going right to it, let's find the 5 of C. Here's my C note. What I can do from the 5th string is I can go down 1 string to the 4th string and up 2 frets. And so that, here's my C, you go down 1 string and up 2 frets. That happens to be a G note. So the 5 of this C is G, and I can call it G7. So instead of going right from that E minor just to the C, which is not very interesting, we can go the E minor to the G7 and then to the C. Now these secondary dominant chords have some tones that are out of the G major key, which is what gives them some flavor and interest. For example, when I am doing the 5 of that 4 chord, when I'm doing the 5 of C, which is G7, I have this F natural note in my G7. But in the key of G, the key of G has F sharp, not F natural. And so, so listen, so far what we've got is G, and instead of going right to the E minor, we go to the B7, then to the E minor. And instead of right to the C, we're going to do the 5 of C, which is G7, then to the C. Then we can just go right to the 5 chord with the F sharp in the bass, and G. G7. Let's do the same thing in the key of C. So in the key of C, we've got our 1 chord. And if we want to go to our 6th chord, which is going to be A minor, instead of going to that A minor, let's go to the 5 of that A minor. So here's my A on the 6th string, and if I go down 1 string and up 2 frets, I come to E. So that, and the 5 we know is going to be, we can make that a 5-7. So let's make an E7. So we have C, and then we're going to do an E7 chord, and then go to our 6th chord, which is the A minor. And, you know, in the key of C, ordinarily we have an E minor chord. And here we're throwing in the E7, which is our, you know, we're going to have our G sharp there instead of G natural. And that's what gives this a little bit of out of key, interesting sound to it. So C, E7, A minor, and now we're going to the 4 chord, which is F, but let's do the 5 of that F, which is C. Keep in mind that the C, we're in the key of C, so if we just a regular C chord, it's a 1 chord, it doesn't sound any answer, but if we add the C, the 7, which that note is out of key, it's going to sound different and interesting. So far we have C, E7, A minor, to C7, to F, to G, 5 chord, and back to the 1 chord. I hope that's clear. I know that this music theory stuff is a little bit confusing. Hopefully if you listen to this video a few times, it will be clear. And enjoy. I'll see you soon. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments.